He's after me! He's after me! Oh my God! He's after you! Bring that! He's trying to kill me! Listen, this moment, before I close my eyes, I see him, my husband.
Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Hypatia Oluchi, and on this channel I talk about faith, lifestyle and gospel review. If you're new to this channel, thank you for stopping by, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. In today's video, I'll be reviewing the movie titled Quiet Decay. Quiet Decay was written and produced by Laurel Oloegbo, and you can find it on the Only Laurel's YouTube channel. It tells the story of a woman, Sharon, who got in contact with her childhood friend Brenda after a long period, and after some time, Brenda called Sharon, telling her that her husband was beating her and she needed Sharon to come rescue her. That's Brenda. So Sharon told her husband she was with her husband, so she told her husband that, oh, this is what's happening to Brenda, my childhood friend, let's go and rescue her and deliver her from her beating husband. And that's how Sharon and her husband Tunde went to pick Brenda up, and they brought Brenda into their home. When they brought Brenda into their home, Brenda was crying and acted traumatized, acted like what had happened in her own home was affecting her. So there are times when she would just scream in the middle of the night, run to their own room in the middle of the night, and all of that. And Sharon and Tunde told Brenda to press charges against her husband since her husband had put her in such a state. But Brenda was constantly saying she wasn't going to press charges against her husband because her husband had connections and all of that. So after some days of Brenda staying with Sharon and her husband Tunde, Sharon spoke with her husband Tunde and pleaded with him to let Brenda, her best friend from childhood, stay at their house. Tunde was hesitant to let Brenda stay with them at first, but after much plea and persuasion from Sharon, his wife, he agreed. And that's how Brenda started staying with them officially. While watching Quiet Decay, I was upset. I was reflective. I wanted to scream at Sharon and ask her why she was fighting the wrong enemy. Shout out to the producer and entire cast and crew of Quiet Decay. They did an amazing job bringing the characters to life. There are a couple of things that happened in Quiet Decay that rose questions in my mind. Things like Sharon and her husband Tunde helping Brenda. So the question is it wrong to do good to people who are stranded? The scripture says, as many as led by the Spirit of God are children of God. And so even when it comes to doing good to people, we have to ensure that we are being led by God. So when there are restrictions in our spirit, when we don't know why, but we don't feel released to help out or to do something, we should take a step back and consider why we are being restricted in the spirit, to render that help or to do that thing. So when Sharon brought the issue of letting Brenda stay with them, her husband felt restricted to let Brenda stay, but he didn't insist. He didn't even understand why, so he couldn't even explain it to his wife because his wife had reason. She was her childhood friend. So Brenda acted like she needed help, but in the real sense, she didn't need the kind of help she was requesting from them, which was like them staying with her. She painted a false picture. She deceived them into believing that she had a husband and her husband was maltreating her because she wanted entrance into their home. So they let Brenda into their home and things began to turn around for the negative, and they didn't even trace it to the fact that this thing started becoming this way after Brenda came into our home.
Tunde is exhausted. Babes, your husband is tired.
What are you talking about?
He opened up to me when you left. I saw how sad he looked, so I came to him because I heard voices. And he said he was exhausted, tired of your constant nagging. Your constant bickering and arguments.
He said that? Tunde said that to you?
So Sharon was one of those people who didn't really believe that you have to spiritualize things. Like when you talk about praying about things, or when you talk about sensing that something is not right, she feels like you're spiritualizing things a lot. That life is not that difficult. You don't have to spiritualize everything. And that reminded me of something I've heard Apostle Thomas saying in his messages. If you say you want to know God and it's God that you are going to follow in life, then you have to know Him well and hold Him strongly. So if you want to go the other way, then you have to go the other way and go the other way strongly, because there's no place for being lukewarm or a middleman in the battlefield. Remember what the scripture says in Revelation, because you are neither hot nor cold, I'll spit you out of my mouth. This is the question, a call to sober reflection as an individual, as a child of God. Are you hot? Are you lukewarm? Are you cold? So if you're lukewarm, you have to decide whether you want to be cold or whether you want to be hot. Whether it's in your spiritual journey, in your financial journey, in your career, in your life, in your personal development, in whatever area it is the Lord is laying in your heart, are you lukewarm? I understand that you will feel like life is already difficult, life has a lot of hurdles and challenges, and you don't want to add to that by constantly thinking on the fact that life is a battle, life is spiritual. I understand that, and I wouldn't want that for you to act based on fear or the consciousness that life is about to know. But your denial of the fact that life is spiritual wouldn't change that fact. There is a safe space, and that space we have as children of God in the scriptures, where it says that he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. That's a safe space. Dwelling in the secret place of the Most High. I encourage you to take God seriously, to take your personal walk with God seriously, because when you do, you wouldn't even have to worry about the battles in life. The scripture says that God will fight for you and you will hold your peace. That's the provision, right? There are battles that God fights for us that we aren't even aware of. There are things God has saved us from that we aren't even aware of. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him. That's the action word. That's your part. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and then he will straighten your path. He will make straight your path. Your ear shall hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way, walk therein. When you turn to the left and when you turn to the right, these are provisions God has made concerning direction.
Woman, your heart is restless. You do not understand the power you ask for.
Papa, I know, I understand. I know what I want. And I want Tunde. I want him to be mine. I live and breathe only for him. He has to be mine. Help me. Give me something, please.
Another thing that stood out for me in the movie Decay was the scene where Sharon wasn't at home and then Brenda went to meet Tunde, Sharon's husband, in their room, and Brenda was trying to seduce Tunde, and Tunde was on the bed when Brenda came into the room, and he was still on the bed when she got to the bed and he saw what she was trying to do, and he was speaking English. Guys, Tunde was speaking English, and I was just screaming, leave that English you are speaking and run. You don't defeat this kind of thing by speaking English. Say, calm down, you know what you're doing is wrong, you're not supposed to speak, No. I was like, Tunde, what are you doing? Leave the room. You can leave. This is not a situation where you couldn't leave. Like, you could leave at this point, and then you're speaking English. If Joseph was speaking English with Potiphar's wife, do you think we would be reading about him in the scripture today the way we are? Probably his story would have ended after his brother sold him off. But Joseph didn't speak English. Joseph left. Even when they were dragging his jacket, his garment, whatever it is they dragged, Joseph left. He flew. Okay guys, thanks for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. Also, kindly like this video and share it. I'd like to hear your comments if you have watched Quiet Decay. What stood out for you in the movie? If you haven't watched Quiet Decay yet, what stood out for you in this review?